Hi everyone and welcome to BCLP's Meet Your Future workshop. We're going to do a quick presentation, just an overview of who BCLP is and what our apprenticeship is about, and then we will do around the room meet and greet with the apprentices where everybody will talk about their experiences and exposure so far. So who am I? I'm Michelle Tunney. I'm the Apprenticeship Manager at Bryan Cave Leighton Paisner. We have over 1,400 lawyers in 31 offices, advising across North America, Europe, the Middle East and Asia. We are 8 times winner of Law Firm of the Year in different markets since 2004, and we are 4 times winner of the Legal Innovation. We have advised over 30 of the world's top 50 banks. This is an overview of where our offices are based. We've got 31 offices around the world, which covers the Americas, Asia, Europe, the Middle East and Africa. The sectors which are covered at BCLP, so that means the different types of work which we do and the different legal areas which we cover, are financial services, which looks at things like banking, investment management, insurance. We also have a sector for energy and natural resources, which is oil and gas, renewable and sustainable energy, mining and minerals. We have a technology sector which focuses on digital infrastructure and data centres and digital solutions and services. We have a sports, hospitality and retail sector, which covers sports and entertainment, hotels and hospitality, retail and consumer products. We have a real estate and infrastructure sector, which is commercial real estate and infrastructure. And we have food and agriculture, which is food and beverage production. These are some of the top clients which we work for. Our apprenticeships are currently based from the Manchester office and we have an exposure to all of these clients. At BCLP, we take pride in investing in our people. We aim to create an inclusive and inspirational culture. Our culture is hardworking but friendly. There is a non-hierarchical and informal approach to the way in which we work. We focus on training and development. We have flexible working arrangements and alternative career paths. We also have a strong and structured career development framework. The BCLP apprenticeship programme offers a high quality of work, varied seats across a variety of departments, gaining contentious and non-contentious experience. We provide progression and support. There's a clear promotional structure on the programme, continuous support from myself, the apprenticeship manager, and the wider supervisors we have embedded within the programme. Firm-wide contributions, so you will be involved in pro bono initiatives, volunteering work, our inclusivity and diversity networks, and sports and social groups that we have. We also have a strong training and development path. We have departmental specific training. We train on soft skills, and each apprentice has appraisals, developments, and one-to-ones. So who do we pair up with? Our current university provider is BPP University, where you will do work-based learning with BCLP and a 20% off-the-job study time. Currently, our paralegal apprentices study on a Tuesday, so they're out the office every Tuesday dedicated to university work, and our solicitor apprentices attend BPP University on a Monday. The offering that we have is the Level 3 Paralegal Apprenticeship. So all apprentices are onboarded at the same level. They do 2 years study, which awards them a qualification as a paralegal, and BPP awards them a Level 4 Certificate of Higher Education. We then, through an internal promotion process, put forward apprentices to move on to the solicitor apprenticeship, which takes you through to a Level 7, which is above a qualification of an LLB. So why choose an apprenticeship? Firstly, there's no student debt and you do not pay a penny towards it. This is all covered by the government levy. You earn a wage and all other employee benefits which every employee of BCLP gets. You get ring-fenced study time, and also you can achieve better exam results because you are building your knowledge while working alongside studying. So things that we look for in apprentice, spelling and grammar is absolutely key. When we talk about work experience, that can be anywhere that you've worked prior to coming to BCLP as an apprentice. That can be working in McDonald's, it could be working in a shop, that could be working in any form of retail. We just look for some form of experience to bring to a job interview. We look for resilience and commitment, good problem solving skills, good academics, commerciality, the use of research skills, so researching into BCLP before you come for an interview, and explaining why it is you are really keen on an apprenticeship and why you want to work for BCLP, and how all of those skills we've just discussed are completely transferable into an apprenticeship for law. What I've also put on this presentation, which I hope you will take the time to make the most of, are just some quick tips on interview guides, common mistakes on applications, and how to perform at an interview. I'm going to quickly push through these slides because I'm conscious of time, but please do take the opportunity to pause this webinar and to read through and make the most of the materials available to you. There are common mistakes on applications that we've listed: how to write a strong application form, areas that you may be tested on when you come for an interview, and how to deal with the interview, how the interview may be conducted. We also have given details of what a STAR model answer would look like, the type of answer that every employer is looking for. There are different ways of staying in touch with us, and I'll come back to those after the apprentices have had the opportunity to introduce themselves. So I'm now going to hand over to Rhiannon.
Thanks, Michelle. Hi, I'm Rhiannon. I'm a first year solicitor apprentice, and I progressed onto this after I achieved my level 3 paralegal apprenticeship. Prior to actually doing an apprenticeship, I did a year at a traditional university, and then at that point I decided it wasn't for me, so I decided to look into legal apprenticeships as an alternative route into law. Currently, I'm in the real estate disputes team, which is a contentious seat. I have a wide variety of work, including keeping up to date with court applications, discussing extension requests with other parties. And I've also had one of my favourite things to do is review cases and advise clients on how I think the case law is going to sway in their favour or against them. It helps us plan out a strategy for the clients. Before real estate disputes, I was in core real estate, so it's like the commercial transactions. And one of my favourite things to do in this was I actually sold a house for a client. It was a little bungalow, and I don't think I'll ever forget it because it was a very sweet little house. But I think what made it the best is at the same time as selling the house for the client, we were doing commercial real estate in university. So as we were progressing through the transaction at work, we were also learning the stages through university. And I think it might have been a big coincidence that it tied up like that, but it was so beneficial. And I think it just shows one of the ways that university doing it at the same time as work really amplifies your understanding of things. So as well as all the work that I do, I'm also a co-lead of the social mobility group, which is part of our diversity and inclusivity strand. Some of the things we do are hold work experiences and skills days, as well as putting together flyers to promote social mobility in the office. I've also been involved in pro bono work, which is one of my favourite things to do. It's good that we can work at the same time as promoting our passions. And I think that's one of the great things about being an apprenticeship at BCLP. Thank you.
Thanks, Rhiannon. I'll now hand you over to Olivia.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm a first year paralegal apprentice and I'm currently in the paralegal pod. I started my apprenticeship straight after college after doing my A-levels, and I decided an apprenticeship was the right pathway for me to get into law because I realised that I was an on-the-job learner definitely, and I thought that everything that I was learning in university, I'd understand it a lot better if I was actually getting to experience it in practice. And since starting the apprenticeship, I've realised how much more I benefit from that and how much I can understand things, such as at the moment we're doing land law, and when we're talking about all these documents and all these legal documents, I've actually seen so many of them before in practice and I've been able to read over them, and it helps me understand what we're learning. And I think that is really being reflected in our grades when we're getting our grades at the end of exams, especially when we only do university for 1 day a week. Most people probably think that you can't really do very well in your exams if you're only at university 1 day a week, but we all seem to do that well, that it just shows that what we're learning on the job really does help us in the study side of things. In the paralegal pod, I do a lot of project work, so this can be employment project work, so I've done a redundancy project. I also do quite a lot of document reviews, preparing documents for redundancy employment cases maybe, and I'm also working on an infrastructure project, a large infrastructure project in London. I definitely say this is my favourite thing that I've done on the paralegal pod because I've been able to, I've got my own clients that I deal with solicitors from other firms, to negotiate these agreements for the projects and the easements. I do get a lot of guidance from the managers and the supervisors on my team, but they give me the independence to do it the way I want, the way I organise it myself, and I can deal with it myself. I always know they're there when I need the help and the assistance, which I really enjoy having, especially at such an early stage of the apprenticeship. And I definitely want to be able to progress onto the solicitor apprenticeship after these next 2 years.
Thanks, Olivia. I'll hand you over to Danny.
Hi, I'm Danny and I'm a first year apprentice, just like Liv. I started in September straight from my A-levels. During my time at college, I definitely decided that the apprenticeship was for me. Before going to college, I was adamant that I was going to university. And then I had a complete U-turn in college and realised that I was a much better on-the-job learner. And I think I've really made the right decision. I think I've learned a lot better with a combination of on-the-job learning and working as well. Especially at the moment, as Liv said, we're currently studying land law, and my seat at the moment, which is a post-completion seat, almost goes hand in hand really, because I'm learning a lot of things that are kind of new on the job, but I'm learning the legislation, the detail behind it, and it's just consolidating my knowledge really. I think the favourite thing I've done so far in the job is during my post-completion seat, when my work is completed and the title comes back, it's kind of really nice to know that something that you've worked on, you've submitted, is actually changed in the title. You can see companies you will have heard of, shops you will go in quite often, and just to know that you've kind of amended their title is I think it's quite a nice feeling, to be honest.
Thanks, Danny. And now I'll hand you over to Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan. So I've been at BCLP since September 2015. So I completed the Paralegal Apprenticeship, then progressed on to the Solicitor Apprenticeship. I started the Paralegal Apprenticeship straight from college, and I think for me there were three main reasons why I did that. So I wanted to gain legal experience as soon as possible. I felt ready to work and I wanted some responsibility. And I also felt that it was important to understand the skills required to become a successful lawyer. And I thought that working alongside qualified solicitors was the best way to do that. So since working at BCLP, as you've heard from the previous apprentices, we do get a really wide range of work experience. So over the past 5 years, I've done work in mainly real estate, but also in real estate finance and a small amount in real estate disputes. I'm currently embedded in one of the client teams, and I deal with a wide range of asset management matters. So these can range from leases, licenses, just a lot of commercial real estate transactions. I think one of the great things about being in a client team is you have direct client contact day in, day out. So you really do get to form strong client relationships, which I think the earlier on in your career, the better. You also work alongside a supervisor, so you get consistent feedback and you're able to learn from your mistakes quickly, which I think is one of the main benefits of doing an apprenticeship, because only you learn the academic side of law, but you also learn in the practical side at the same time, and it really helps consolidate your learning, but also understand kind of what the key skills are to be a successful lawyer. I also wanted to talk about the opportunities that you get being an apprentice at BCLP. So it's not just about the wide range of work experience and the ability to network with a wide range of people. There are also opportunities that I feel I wouldn't have had I gone to university full time. For me, there are kind of three key opportunities that I've had so far that really particularly stick out for me. So the first one was I was able to speak at the House of Lords promoting the apprenticeships. So this was run by the Minister of State for Apprenticeships and Skills at the time, Anne Milton. So this is a great opportunity because you're able to network, learn and share your experiences, and also meet with other apprentices in different industries. I recently went on an international secondment with a large international bank, so that involved completing work in the private banking sector involving offshore funds. This was another example of being able to communicate directly with a client, understand how different businesses function, and work in a completely different area that I hadn't done before. Again, an opportunity that I don't feel like I would have had gone to university full time. And the last one is I've done a number of presentations to clients involving the case management system. I think one of the key things in terms of where the legal industry is heading in the future is legal technology, and BCLP are at the very forefront of that with a number of the systems that they're implementing. So as an apprentice, it's great to be a part of promoting those systems and also meeting the clients face to face. So in summary, I would strongly recommend BCLP apprenticeship, and I'll pass it back over to Michelle.
Thanks very much, all of you, and thank you, Megan. So as I say, please do make the most of the material that we've put on there. Have a look through, pause this as much as you need to, and make notes on what's been said. If you do have any queries, these are ways that you can see on the screen now of how to stay in touch with us. So we're on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram. Hashtag Meet Your Future, Meet BCLP, and you will find us. If any of you have any kind of direct queries that you would like to ask, any specific questions, be that apprenticeship, law related or non-law, please do reach out to me. My details are on the website. And if you have an interest in the inclusivity and diversity work that we do, there's also a lot of information that you can find if you do visit BCLP's website. I hope you've all enjoyed this webinar. Thank you for watching.